Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for coming. So we are very fortunate here to receive His Grace Kalakantha Prabhu. It is His very kindness and His mercy that He comes every year and gives us His association and blessings. So everybody here, I think, knows Kalakantha Prabhu, so I'll just be brief. So His Grace Kalakantha Prabhu is the direct disciple of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and he's been practicing Bhakti Yoga, Krishna consciousness since long time. He was 19 when he got introduced, and it's been over 50 years now. And Prabhu is director of Krishna House project that started in Gainesville, and now it's all over North America. We have about 8 Krishna houses running successfully, and hopefully soon we will have a Krishna house in Columbus as well. So, and Kalakantha Prabhu, he is also an author. All of his books are here, and today he will be speaking, Srila Prabhupada's journey, as well as we will have a couple of bhajans from his latest book. It's called Krishna Meditations. So all the Vaisnava Acharya songs have been compiled here by Kalakantha Prabhu in English poem form. So this is his latest edition. So if you would like to grab a copy, please let me know. At the end of the class, we can share that. And for now, let's welcome His Grace Kalakantha with a great round of applause.
I would also like to introduce my traveling companions, Brihat Mridanga Prabhu and Bhakti Stevens, based in their van, in traveling book distribution around the United States, and both graduates of Krishna House in Gainesville. Tonight, I've also come here to save you at least $1,500 apiece, and weeks of time and battling with 300 million people. Okay? I have brought you some drops of water from the Kumbh Mela. Taken at the auspicious time, in the auspicious place, and just put a few drops on your head and save the trouble. So it's very nice to be here in Columbus. Again, such a wonderful community. When we say Columbus, we think of Christopher Columbus and his long, arduous journey. And we also think of Srila Prabhupada, who also took this long, arduous journey to bring Krishna consciousness all the way here to central Ohio. You can imagine when he thought about coming to the English-speaking world, was he thinking about such a place as Ohio? And yet the movement that he started became viral, like COVID, and it just spread. Of course, Columbus was one of the early places where Prabhupada brought Krishna consciousness, and it has a great tradition here. Now, I had a chance today to tour the new temple. That looks very hopeful and very promising. The current temple, beautiful historic place. We would love to see that become a thriving ashram for young Vaishnavas. So this is tonight's topic is Srila Prabhupada and his journey, and our journey also in bhakti. Srila Prabhupada was 26 when he received this order to go to the English-speaking world and introduce Krishna consciousness. And he thought, no, there'll be children there, they'll be noisy, I don't want to do it. No, just kidding. He thought, yes, I will become wealthy in business and then I'll use that money to spread Krishna consciousness. That was his plan. His horoscope had foretold he'd become one of the wealthiest men in India. So he was 26. Family friend's chemical business, Dr. Bose, and he was given an executive position right off the bat. So the other senior employees were not happy. Why is this newcomer getting this choice position right away? We worked here so many years. Dr. Bose explained, I need somebody in this position I can trust like a son, and this boy is like a son to me. So Srila Prabhupada worked in that chemistry or a chemical business, learned the business, and after some time he learned so well that one of the competitors to Dr. Bose offered him a similar position in their company. So Srila Prabhupada said, I was young and puffed up. So I said, yes, I will take your position, but I will need this and this and this and this. And the other company said no. So meanwhile, the other executives at Dr. Bose's factory found out he was talking to the competitor. And they told Dr. Bose. And Srila Prabhupada ended up losing that position, starting his own business. He said that if I had taken that other job, just taken it, I could have sat in an office all day and just signed checks and earned lakhs of rupees. But Krishna had other plans. So those plans included a difficult life, a business life that was sometimes successful, sometimes not, required a lot of traveling. And in this portion of his life, Srila Prabhupada, prior to losing the Bose job, he met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, of course. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta gave him this instruction. Prabhupada was defeated. He was happy to take this opportunity, but he had a plan to do it. Earn money and then go, and then work on it. So that when that all failed, he continued trying his best for some decades in India, almost 20 years. And afterwards, he had one casual follower after 15, 20 years of effort. And it was at that time, of course, that he got this unexpected passage to America, and very courageously, putting himself in great vulnerable position. He got on the boat, he sailed on this cargo ship, not a passenger ship, cargo ship, and he said, when I arrived at the port, I didn't know whether to turn right or left. So before reaching New York, the captain, Pandya, had stopped in Boston briefly, and he invited Srila Prabhupada to get off the boat and come see the city of Boston. So he did that. That was his first step in the U.S. And after seeing that city, he got back on the boat and wrote this song. So, Markine Bhagavat Dharma. Markine means America in Bengali. Markine Bhagavat. So, teaching Bhagavat Dharma in America. This is the name of this bhajan. So, as Alankar Prabhu mentioned, one of my hobbies is writing. I've translated these bhajans into English in a way that they can be sung along with the Bengali. So, would you like to try a call and response, sing this? It's called Beautiful. 13 Beautiful Prayers Srila Prabhupada wrote. Okay, we have a mridanga player in the house. Boro Kripa Kaile Krishna Adamer Prati Kila Giya Nileta Koro E Bigati My most dear and kind Lord Krishna, though I don't know why. You have brought me to this place to act as you decide. Hache kichu karjataba eyanumane nahekina anide eugrasane. Surely you have business here that I don't understand. Otherwise, why would you bring me to this awful land? Rajastamo Gunera Prabhaya Achana Vasudeva Taruki Nahete Prasana. People here enjoy their bodies, living in the mode. How can they see Krishna talk will satisfy their soul? Tabe jari taba kripa hoya hoy kyuki sakari sambhava hoy tumi se kakuki. You are most compassionate, the transcendental mystic. Therefore the impossible will soon be realistic. The transcendental mystic. Bhave bhutale tara bhute se rasa eta kripa oro prabhu kori nija bhasha. When will they learn how this bhakti rasa benefits them? Only by your mercy could I possibly convince them. Baba iska hoye jare tabe raudha bujhe de nisai tabe sakta se tamar. Please relieve these fallen souls, for if you so desire, they will gain the insight from your words that they require. Kitore bhutabhakata baro se chahi gami dinahina kono shakti nahi. How can I persuade them, being fallen and alone? Only you can do it. I am helpless on my own. Mejo Prabhu Kata Bore Bare Jaito Mare Kata Prabhu Koro Bare. Somehow, Lord, you brought me here to teach them about you. My success or failure now will happen as you choose. Akila Jagata Guru Bhattane Seyama Alankita Korida Samata Tomara. Guru
of the universe, I simply speak your words. If you energize my speech, your message will be heard. Kripa Hare Mo Satta Surahabe Suniya Sabara Shoka Duka Chedikide By your mercy, everything I say will grow more pure. Then their miseries will vanish, of that I am sure. Yasko Jari Prabhu Amare Natate Natao Natao Prabhu Natao Semate Srila Prabhupada Jasa Natao Semate I'm your dancing puppet, Lord, if dancing is required. Make me dance, just make me dance and dance as you desire. Bhakti nai Vedanai Name Kubharo Bhakti Vedanta Nam Edisa Kakoro I lack bhakti and Vedanta, still I have strong faith. Only you can manifest the purport of my name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Here we see the pure devotee revealing his heart to Krishna. Which of these verses struck you? Anyone like to share? The puppet. Made me dance. It's made me dance. Puppet is very surrendered. So much courage, huh? This is the great lesson we learned from Srila Prabhupada, that when we extend ourselves, when we put ourselves on the line, then we enable Krishna to work through us. We have to be flexible. We have to be prepared. Our plan may not be what Krishna has in mind. That's what puppet does. The puppet has no game plan. Whatever the master does, the puppet responds. Other thoughts? Yes?
So I don't have bhakti or Vedanta, but if you can.
I have
strong faith.
I have faith. Yes, this is Nishta. In the stage of Nishta, one is not leaving Krishna consciousness, even if one may be susceptible to arguments from others. Yes, one may not have complete knowledge, but because of Shraddha, because of Nishta, the firm faith, one will not give up the practice. Yeah. Yes, and Prabhupada is expressing this so humbly. The Vaishnava poets put their names at the end of their poems. You notice this? Do you know why this is? Two reasons. Anyone know? Well, for one thing, it is a kind of poor man's copyright. If somebody else comes along and claims the poem, but the last verse has the name of the author, as far as I know, it's my poem. On the other hand, it's also a statement saying, whatever is wrong in this poem, whatever is wrong in this bhajan that is incorrect, improper, any fault, it's my fault. I'm acknowledging I take responsibility. So both ways. This is why that beautiful tradition is there. So Prabhupada is saying, in Bhakti, Nai Veda Nai. I have no Bhakti, I have this name, Bhakti Vedanta. And so only you can manifest it, because I don't really have those qualifications. Thank you. Anything else? Steve? Yes, that word, Ugrastane, this terrible place. Remember, Lord Nrsingadev described Ugra Vir Mahavishnu. It was terrible. Frightening. This was Prabhupada's first impression of America. He came, he saw, and he got back in the boat, Ugrastane. Yes, so we are put in unwanted, unexpected, unfamiliar, difficult circumstances, all of us, one way or another. And when those things happen, our hearts can break, we can be hurt, we can be discouraged, we can be depressed, we can be scared. All of these emotions are products of the mind and agents of Maya to stop us from fulfilling Krishna's desires. So it takes the willingness to put ourselves out and a willingness to undergo some uncertainties in order to be empowered by Krishna. Anything for this?
So, it appears to me Prabhupada had a vision of it, because you only saw those two. But he envisioned entire America. So you didn't have to secularize it into faith. So you got this essence from one, and then you see this after many days later, many years later.
Yes.
You can relate to he saw
Immediately.
as if he's popular, everyone knows. As if nobody knows me, but I know he's popular. At that time, that we get. So what has he vision? He always sees something which he didn't see. He's doing it. That's that.
Yes, the quality of somebody who is in touch with Super Soul, Krishna will give the kind of statements to make. Yes, the vision. You remember when the devotees were compiling the biography, Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, a gentleman came into the Vancouver temple and sat down, older man, and one of the devotees, playing God by the Parsha Prabhu, sat and chatted with him a bit. And after a while he said, yes, I met your Swami many years ago. I met him in New York. And we were sitting together on a park bench, and we began a conversation. And he seemed very impoverished and alone. But he said, so I asked him, are you alone here? He said, no. We have many temples, we have many farms, we have many schools. Only the time is separating us. So that vision was very strong. This is one of the qualities of a devotee in Nishtha, too, that the future looks very bright. Even though the present may be easy or difficult, the future is very bright, therefore the devotee has no anxiety. I know that Krishna will take care of things. Does anyone remember this verse from the prayers of Lord Brahma, that is the motto of all devotees? Tatenu kampamsu samikshamano bhujane vatma hitam vipakam ajnabhir chikam namaste hidekase mukti pade sadayam. So this is how devotees deal with difficult situations. First of all, I am getting this difficulty because of my own foolishness and my own forgetfulness of Krishna and my own fallen state. I'm getting this difficulty as a result of my own actions. I am responsible. I don't blame anyone else. It's my responsibility. Even if it appears somebody has done something unwanted to me, I understand even that person is just an agent of my karma. I am getting this, my due results. However, in spite of the difficulty, I am not going to stop serving. Even if I'm compromised in my service, even if I don't have my energy and all of my capacity, even if my heart is broken, even if I'm feeling this or that, nothing's going to stop me from doing my best to serve under these circumstances. And then the third, what is the third item that Lord Brahma recommends? What's that? That's the second one. I'm going to continue. What is it? We got, it's my own karma? Yes, I fully expect Krishna is going to be merciful to me. Yeah, yes, okay, yes. I am expecting Krishna's mercy, therefore I have no anxiety. I totally expect Krishna is going to be merciful. So Prabhupada had that vision. He saw. Yeah. This? I don't know. I don't know when it was discovered. Some of his other songs were found only many years later. He had told Guru Das to go into his rooms in Radha Damodar and burn the files, he said, but Guru Das disobeyed. Many letters and much of the Lilamrita source material. Prabhupada. Yeah, he said burn it, but Guru Das disobeyed. Much to our benefit. I have no idea. I believe it was published when he was president, yeah, so he probably shared this. Okay, any other comments on this? Yes?
By your mercy may my words become pure, and only then will others experience the flash.
Yeah.
Although he's already pure.
So I'm trying for the mercy of Krishna. This is a position that Lord Chaitanya advised us all to take. Yaridaha tarikaha Krishna upadesh amaragya guru hoitara edesh. You, wherever you go, whomever you meet, tell them about Krishna. In this way you become a spiritual master and try to liberate your land. So that's the qualification of the spiritual master, the transparent via medium for Krishna's message. Now just tell them about Krishna. Just tell them about Krishna, whatever you know about Krishna Siksha, you share. I wanted to talk a little bit about that for a moment, if I may. He went back on the boat and wrote this poem. No. So this is a spontaneous expression. Whoa, bust. Yeah. The devotees have a celebration every year of that day when Prabhupada arrived in September. And they rent a boat and they go out around the harbor. And it's a pretty grim and urban environment. Nothing gorgeous, nothing too attractive. So, I wanted to share something about this point. This is, of course, a teaching of Rupa Goswami that's familiar to many of us, how bhakti unfolds in our lives, our journey in bhakti. So our journey begins with some preliminary faith. The people come to Krishna for 4 reasons. What are those 4 reasons? Okay, Artha, distress. Jigyasu, inquisitiveness. Artha arti. No,
Money.
that needs some money. And then jnana,
Yeah.
wisdom. Yeah. So distress, finance, curiosity, and wisdom. So, how many here came exclusively from wisdom? I thought so. Oh wait, Nadine. Okay. You were looking. No, I understand. Most of us were a blend, wouldn't you say? A little curiosity, a little distress. But something prompted us to turn to God. There's a saying from World War I, there are no atheists in foxholes. In the middle of the dangerous battle, nobody is an atheist. So John Lennon, after leaving the Beatles, became an atheist and wrote a very demonic song called God. Has anyone heard this song? You are all blessed. In this song he says, God is a concept by which we measure our pain. God is a concept by which we measure our pain. What does that mean? Well, like, if you stub your toe, you might say, oh God. You break your arm, you say, oh God. So, this is the wrong response to distress. Obviously, an intelligent person will say, there must be a reason why I'm suffering. And so, Adau Shraddha, the preliminary faith, brings us to Sadhu Sangha, saintly company, which brings us then into Bhajana Kriya, the practice of bhakti. Before I get off Adau Shraddha, I just want to ask, how many people here, how many devotees here came to Krishna consciousness because you read one of Prabhupada's books? Okay. A handful? Okay. How many came because you had a friend who was a devotee? Okay. And how many came for other reasons? Okay, what are some of those reasons?
Well, when I was a teenager, devotees were just always around,
Uh-huh.
you know, on the streets in Cleveland. And I could never get books, because I didn't have money. They wouldn't cough up any books. So I always had the curiosity.
Uh-huh.
And that's really what brought me in.
Uh-huh. Okay, just seeing the devotees and wanting to find out what it's all about.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Anyone else?
Because of my family, my parents, I'm from Calcutta, so
Uh-huh.
they used to go to Mayapur for picnic.
Uh-huh.
So that's why.
So you came because of picnics. Yes, in our Krishna House projects, we often deal with students coming from India to study abroad. And so many times the parents tell the students, okay, when you go to America, be sure to keep your culture. And then they'll call and say, guess what, Mom, Dad, I'm living in a Hare Krishna ashram. And they say, not that much culture. Okay, so one way or another, we come to Krishna, we get the association of devotees, we begin our practice, and then we begin to experience this miraculous effect, receding desires, or anartha nivritti. And in this stage, this enables us to overcome habits that we may have been either unaware of or unable to conquer. And the power of the bhajana kriya, the spiritual practice, gives us the detachment that we were formerly unable to get. So that brings us to the mature stage of faith, or nishta. Because of the experience, because of the strength we get from the spiritual practice. And then the higher stages begin, such as taste. We actually enjoy practicing bhakti. It's no longer a discipline as much as a way of life. As one of my godsisters put it, I have become addicted to japa. If I don't get my morning fix, I'm no good for the day. So the stages of bhakti, of course, are kanishta, madhyama, and uttama adhikari. So the kanishta stage is associated with the first three. The beginner. The beginner has pliable faith, not a lot of knowledge, and may only seek God in the temple. Okay, Krishna's in the temple, but when I leave the temple, I forget all about Krishna. And so Kanishta doesn't understand. Krishna is in the temple, but he's also in the street, he's also at home, he's everywhere. But the Kanishta doesn't see, only at the temple. So the Madhyama Adhikari, the middle three stages, that person will be thinking of Krishna all the time. He'll be seeing Krishna's hand always in everything that happens. And even if the knowledge is inadequate, nothing's going to shake the Madhyama Adhikari with Nishta. So there's the final three steps, Sakti, Bhava, and Prema. Now these are the mature stages of bhakti in which a person becomes less interested in the things of the world. And because of the intense joy internally of spiritual practice, one becomes a little bit aloof, a little detached, maybe a little antisocial, a little bit out of step with ordinary society, but not out of rebellion or wanting to make a statement, just because there's a fascination with Krishna and Krishna's unfolding plan that's going on at every moment. So that Sakti means one is very attached to Krishna consciousness, one is then experiencing bhav, or emotional involvement with Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said that Jamuna Devi, among his disciples, was manifesting bhav. He told this to Tamal Krishna Maharaj, who recounted it in his memoirs. She was, to my knowledge, the only disciple about whom he made this statement. I was fortunate to know Jamuna. My wife and I spent some time with her. And she was a person who, I could just see that there was no difference between her and her Krishna consciousness. She was simply living moment to moment in Krishna consciousness. Whatever happened, whatever stimulus came, whatever environmental change, she would respond to it, immediately understanding, okay, Krishna is doing this. And therefore the emotions that she would express would be very different. They weren't ordinary. They were just sort of like a living exhibition of bhakti. It's best to... I don't know if Prabhupada making that statement. Of course, many devotees certainly feel like that. And I'm not qualified to judge who is or isn't. Okay? I'm only mentioning that because of personal experience. She was very humble. I once asked her, who made the stained glass in your ashram? Beautiful stained glass. She said, Jamuna Devi. So bhava means that we have made ourselves vulnerable for emotional experiences in Krishna consciousness. And that entails risk. Without risk, there is no vulnerability. And if we're not vulnerable, then we really can't help other people very much. You know, any relationship means we're making ourselves vulnerable, isn't it? Whether it's a marriage, or having a child, or making a friend, or having a disciple, or accepting a guru. In every case, there's a degree of risk. Right? We don't know for sure what's going to happen. And when we make ourselves vulnerable, two things might happen. We might have a good experience, or we might have a bad experience. That's the risk we take. Whenever we share Krishna consciousness, whenever we make a friend, whenever we get married, whenever we do anything in a relationship, we take a risk. Does anyone remember Simon and Garfunkel? A few oldies, old-timers, and music majors. This was a popular music group from the 60s, and one of their famous songs was I Am a Rock. And it's the singer, you remember this one? I am a rock, I am an island. And he sings about, I'm tired of these relationships, I'm living by myself. I have my books and my poetry to protect me. No one enters, no one goes out. And I have no need for friendship. Friendship causes pain, it's laughter and it's loving I disdain. I am a rock, I'm an island. And a rock feels no pain and an island never cries. Beautiful song, actually. And this expresses the impersonalist point of view, isn't it? My whole spiritual quest is for my experience. It's for my experience. That's why I'm in it. We had a bhakta in Gainesville who was washing the pots. And he as he was washing the pots, he's very new, but he would say, oh, Radha, oh, Krishna, oh, Radha, oh, Krishna. And then another bhakta asked him, so why are you here in the ashram? He said, I'm in it for the bliss. So there is bliss, but the bliss comes from pleasing Krishna, right? we please Krishna and we feel blissful. And when we feel blissful, we want to please Krishna more. And when we please Krishna more, Krishna makes us feel more blissful. It's called Nitya Yukta Upasate. The GPS is Samsiddhir Hari Toshanam. How do I please Krishna? What will please Krishna? That's our guiding principle. And then we feel ecstatic. So the risk is there to turn to Krishna. The risk is there in any relationship. And as Srila Prabhupada says, the Mayavadis they may stay aloof, but they cannot remain there. Eventually they will come back and interact with society. He's referencing a verse, Aruya Krishna Parampadam, another verse by Lord Brahma, that the impersonalists rise up, but then they again come down. He said they are like cockroaches in the commode. They try to scramble up the side, but it's so slippery that they keep going back there. It's a poetic analogy. So, just to finish the point, emotions come, spiritual emotions come when we put ourselves in a position to have them by taking risks for Krishna. In this bhajan, Prabhupada is expressing many emotions, isn't he? He's expressing apprehension, humility, ugra, saying this terrible thing, just unimaginable, like not knowing how it could possibly happen for him to do it. But this is bhava. This is the position of spiritual emotion, which comes when we put ourselves out. Okay, yes, Prabhu.
This first one is a gift, this chapter. Next one is a sadhaka has to do, which is a super practicing. The rest of all things is again which rewarded based on.
I heard this somewhere. Okay, the first one is gift, and the middle next two is actually where a sadhaka has to put endeavor, and the remaining all is a gift based on how do we do that and which mode. Can you comment on that?
That's a beautiful thought. Yes, the first one, a little preliminary faith, is a gift. Then it requires the endeavor of the devotee, the aspirant, to associate with devotees and to take up the practice. Yeah, we cannot be Krishna conscious just by signing a document. I now believe in the Hare Krishna faith. You know, I am a card-carrying Hare Krishna member. Please give me prasadam. The biblical tradition has a conundrum with this issue. There's a verse in the Bible which says, it is by grace alone that you are saved, not by works, lest anyone should boast. Like, by my endeavor, I realized God. No, it's by God's grace only. So this is taken in a perverted way to say, I don't have to do anything but believe. If I just believe, then I'm good. Right? And we understand that, no, we have to make the endeavor also. As Srila Bhaktisiddhanta put it, we must pray as if everything depends on God and work as if everything depends on us. So that combination of endeavor and faith, work and grace, that's actually the full picture in Bhakti. So it's very nice. Everything else is grace after this, right? Because we're trying to serve Krishna, step after step after step, Krishna reveals more and more. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pratikram. This is the deal that we make with Krishna. This is our risk in relationship with Krishna. We are going to serve you, and then we will get your mercy.
The reason I ask this, in the preaching, a lot of people ask, when you ask the channel,
We ask people to chant.
I come across this question quite a few. So we come to temple or chant, I don't have a taste. Even the devotee says, I'm chanting but I don't have a ruchi. So then I have to say, ruchi is, we have to pass through all the stages, then I come to ruchi as a gift. That will be given based on what you do. If you're not doing, you will not come.
Yes, very good point, yes. You want to cut the line. Why don't I have ruchi? Well, because maybe you don't have a nartanivriti quite yet. Yes. And I'm sure that very few people, if anyone, has ever experienced this besides me, that you're chanting and you have no taste, right? Even Lord Chaitanya himself said, Durdaiva Mijishami Hajami Nara. Although it's so accessible, I have no taste. So what kind of things help you develop? When we experience taste, what kind of things help you have a taste for chanting? Anyone like to share? Like sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. When you do, what have you done? What makes that happen? When you do service in the right consciousness? Having a picture of Krishna.
Read about Krishna's story.
Sorry, to read about Krishna stories? Okay, pastimes, yes?
When we are in distress, we pray more attentively.
Oh, yes, that's beautiful. Yes, and distress comes very easily in this world. And Haladhar Maharaj was giving us a beautiful example that the river of bhakti is flowing, and problems are like a dam. So when there's a dam on the river, what happens? The water pressure builds up. So because of the problem, we call out for Krishna with more sincerity, because of the dam problem. Yes, this is Sattva Guna. If we have a regulated time to chant, that helps us because it gets us off the mental platform. This is my time to chant. This is my place to chant, or at least the time. We may not always have control. So for householders, we do. Yes, very good suggestion. Anything else for a taste? The more we hear the glories of the holy name. Yes.
Without offenses, the devotee.
Without making offenses to devotees. Oh my God! Have you ever been chanting and you just can't get that stupid prabhu out of your mind? You too? Yeah. So what is the cure for that ill will? If you're not a piece of nature, being humble, but ask. Yeah. Well, not ask. Give forgiveness, right? I forgive this person. I forgive this person. That's the only way to get rid of that bad feeling. Because we may be upset with this other prabhu, but does that mean Krishna doesn't like him? So if we're wishing ill to somebody who is dear to Krishna, how are we going to get Krishna's mercy? By chanting. The only cure is forgiveness. We have to forgive. We have to forgive. And then that burden evaporates. It's not for the other person that we forgive. It's for our own good that we forgive. Okay, great. So these are some reasons why we don't have ruchi. And good ways to develop them. Okay, it's almost time to stop. I have one more bhajan. Would you like to do one more bhajan before we quit? This is a beautiful song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And this is related to our topic about making ourselves vulnerable and giving Krishna to others. The song of the broker. In this bhajan we have this refrain after every verse, Koda Nita. So in this bhajan, Bhaktivinoda Thakur looks out the window of his home in Surabhi Kunja and he sees, there's a marketplace, a bazaar set up where they're selling the holy name. Lord Nityananda is selling the holy. Lord Nityananda is the Koda, the owner and manager of the marketplace. Koda Nitai. He's the owner and manager. And Bhaktivinoda goes and he gets a job as a broker, as a salesman of the holy name. And then he writes this song as a sales pitch for the holy name. Okay? And who are we? We're the respective customers. And what is the currency for buying? Faith. Right. But it's not nishta. You don't have to have firm, we just have to have that adashraddha, a little preliminary faith. Okay, maybe God exists. So this is how Lord Nityananda makes the purchase of the holy name so easy. Borosukir kabor gai, borosukir kabor gai, borosukir kabor gai, borosukir kabor gai. Rabbi kunjete namahata kulete, Rabbi kunjete namahata kulete. Ecstatic news, blissful and fantastic news. I sing all this perfect news, blissful and fantastic news. Nittai's Kirtan marketplaces in Surabhi Kunja. Nittai's Kirtan marketplaces in Surabhi Kunja. Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai.
Kastatai, Goro Muja Kastatai, Goro Muja Kastatai, Goro Muja Kastatai. Nagamune Sudha Namaste Hate Te Bitai, Nagamune Sudha Namaste Hate Te Bitai. There are smiles on every face in that holy marketplace. There are smiles on every face in that holy marketplace. Krishna's holy names are sold for just the price of faith. Krishna's holy names are sold for just the price of faith. Kodamitai, 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 Kodamitai. Jata Bhakta Vrinda Bhakti, Jata Bhakta Vrinda Bhakti. Adhikare Deke Nama Bhikti Darupasi. All devotees are attracted to the market's interactions. Nittai qualifies each buyer, then conducts transactions. Kodamitai, Kodamitai. Gati Nama Kimbe Bhai, Gati Nama Kimbe Bhai. Nama Sangye Chalo Mahajana Kapte Jai. Brother, if you want to buy, let us go now, you and I. Let us go and meet with the illustrious Nitai. Koda Nitai, Koda Nitai. Tumbe Kimbe Krishna Nama, Tumbe Kimbe Krishna Nama. Dastarilo Deyana Bekama. You will by the name of Krishna, I will gather my commission. And then we both shall relish our respective acquisitions. Our auspicious acquisitions. Kodamitai, Kodamitai. Boro Doya Nityananda, Boro Doya Nityananda. Shadhamatra Loye Dim Paramananda. This guy is so very generous, faith is all he's asking of us. In exchange, he gives us bliss unparalleled and endless. Kodamitai, Kodamitai. Kakshe jal, kakshe jal. Gora Bove Nitai Din Sakala Samba. Now chant Gora if Nitai sees one teardrop in your eye. Anything you want or need, he surely will supply. Kodamitai, Kodamitai. Then Sudha Krishna Shiksha, then Sudha Krishna Shiksha. Jati Dana Vidya Bala Na Kore Apeksha.
Krishna's teachings are so pure, this profound entrepreneur. Cares not for your knowledge, money, strength, or even your birth. Kodanitai, Kodanitai. Amane chade maya jal, amane chade maya jal. Grihe kako bane kako nata ke janjal. Forest home or anywhere, shedding Maya's web of snare. All at once you will be free of each and every care. Kodanitai, Kodanitai. Anaiko Kalir boy, Anaiko Kalir boy. Hatsandale de nama nistadoya moy. Although Kali Yuga is here, you don't have a thing to fear. Even Chandalas can buy from this kind market here. Kodanitai, Kodanitai. Bhakti Vinoda Dasi Koi, Bhakti Vinoda Dasi Koi. Nitai Charana Bina Anahi Astroy. Bhakti Vinoda cries out, Nitai's feet there is no doubt. Are the only shelter you can never do without. Kodanitai, Kodanitai. Kodanitai, Kodanitai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kodanitai, Kodanitai. Kodanitai, Kodanitai. Kodanitai, Kodanitai. For Premanandi. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So should we call it an evening? Any reflections on this bhajan real quickly? Yes, Manchu.
I think it's interesting that Bhaktivinoda Thakur openly states that he's getting a commission on the sales.
I thought you might notice that as a budding entrepreneur yourself.
Typically salespeople, even when you go on Moksha Street, we say like we're not getting anything, which we're not. But even like typically salespeople, they'll say I don't make any profit,
Mm-hmm.
they'll do all these things. But because spreading Krishna consciousness is both beneficial for the giver and the recipient, it's okay to be open about it.
Where in the Bhagavad Gita does Krishna talk about your commission? 18th chapter.
18th chapter, 68th verse.
Do you notice it?
One more deity.
Yes, Nachatazman Manusha, one who teaches the message of Bhagavad Gita. No, Saran's more. Yes. Okay. All right. Any other reflections on this and any of the verses here? Nothing to fear. Yes. Yeah, Nityananda Prabhu makes it accessible, even though there's no qualification at all. If there's just a little bit of faith, that's good enough. Just a little adau shraddha. Then you get in, and then you can buy. Okay, so weeknight, I think everybody needs to get home, get to bed, get up so you can get up early and chant in your very regulated way with intense ruchi. Right? Yes. Okay. Wonderful to be here. Thank you very much. If you like any of our books, please let me know. We'll be happy. Or you know how to tell us to you. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Kalakantha Prabhu, for sharing your wonderful poetry of the Vaisnava songs. It was a very nice evening. And I would also like to thank all the devotees coming on a weekday night and share your association with us. Thank you very much.
So devotees, you heard, right, these amazing bhajans. So all of these are in Krishna Meditations book. And yeah, this book contains all the Vaishnava bhajans, you know, starting from Samsara Dhava. Yeah, even that also is compiled into the poetry form. Tulsi Arti, all the other songs by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur, and many other great our acharyas in our line of parampara. So please grab a copy. We have plenty of them, and Kalakantha Prabhu would be very glad to even sign them for you. And yeah, for donation, any donation you would like to give, that's fine. And yeah, let's give a big Hari Bol to His Grace Kalakantha Prabhu. Let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So even though this was such a short trip, but it was very enlightening. Thank you so much, Kalakantha Prabhu, for visiting us. Hopefully you will come back again very soon. We don't have to be till next May. But yeah, we would also like to thank Brihat Vidanga Prabhu as well as Stephen Prabhu for coming here and doing your association. So they are still here for the rest of the week. They'll be here till Narsingha Chaturdashi celebrations. And they have been going on book distribution every day, practically every day since they have been to Columbus. So if any of you would like to join them or maybe invite them to your home for lunch someday or dinner or breakfast, you know, they would be very happy to join you and take their association. It's very, very inspiring. And please, you know, let's give a big Haribol to Manu Shrestha Prabhu and Kanchan Mataji for opening their home for this wonderful kind evening. Okay, so if nothing else, then yeah, feel free to see these books. And yeah, of course, there are many other books also. Sharanagati, all the bhajans of Bhaktivinoda Thakur have been compiled into poetry form. Gita Gan, Srila Prabhupada's Gita Gan in English. And the most popular, the God Who Dances. The whole 10th canto in the form of poem. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Devotees, we also have some prasadam downstairs. If you do not have, please feel free. You know, tomorrow is Ekadashi, so please don't be shy. Hare Krishna.